Namaskar, welcome students. In this video, we will discuss important headlines of the Hindu newspaper dated 21 July 2022 of Delhi edition, right? Our first important headline is Supreme Court clears 27% OBC quota for Maharashtra local body polls. It is available on page number 4 related to paper 2 Polity and Governance section. In this article, we have to know about the reservation provisions in India for OBC. What is the OBC reservation in local bodies in Maharashtra? How did the matter reach the Supreme Court, recent Supreme Court ruling, and what is the way ahead? Right? तो रिसेंटली क्या हुआ है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज एक्सेप्टेड द पंथिया commission report which recommended that OBC should be given 27% reservation in local bodies. The Supreme Court was hearing applications filled in petitions challenging the introduction of 27% OBC reservation in local body elections in the state. अगर हिस्ट्री की बात करें, हिस्ट्री ऑफ OBC कोटा इन महाराष्ट्र, तो महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट set up 27% quota in local bodies for OBCs in 1994, right? Our next important headline is Revamp India School Health Services. It is available on page number 6 related to paper 2 Polity and Governance section. In this article, we have to know why is there an urgent need to factor in the health needs of school children, evolution of school health services in India, progress made by them, what is fresh framework, its objectives, and what more needs to be done to expand and strengthen school health services, right? तो अगर हम नीड की बात करें तो इन 2.5 years of the COVID-19 pandemic, there has barely been any serious initiative about school health. And what's the significance of school health? The health knowledge acquired and lifestyle adopted in school going age are known to stay in adulthood and lay foundations of health behavior for the rest of their life. For example, scientific evidences show that tobacco cessation efforts are far more successful if started in school. अगर हम evolution की बात करें तो first documented record of school health services in India goes back to 1909 when Presidency of Baroda began the medical examination of school children. Later, Sir Joseph Bhore Committee in its 1946 report observed that school health services in India were underdeveloped and practically non-existent. In 1953, the Secondary Education Committee of Government of India recommended comprehensive policy interventions dealing with school health and school feeding programs. अगर हम global efforts की बात करें तो एक fresh framework है. UNESCO, UNICEF, World Health Organization and World Bank have published an inter-agency framework called FRESH, which is an acronym for Focusing Resources on Effective School Health. अगर हम फ्रेश फ्रेमवर्क की बात करें तो फ्रेश फ्रेमवर्क और टूल्स जो हैं प्रपोज करते हैं 4 core areas and 3 supporting strategies. The core areas suggest that school health services need to focus on school health policies, which includes water, sanitation and the environment, skill-based health education, school-based health and nutrition services. अगर हम supporting strategies की बात करें तो which includes effective partnership between the education and health sector and community partnership and student participation. तो अगर हम बात करें कि what more needs to be done to expand, strengthen school health services, तो every Indian state needs to review the status and then draw up a roadmap to revamp and strengthen school health services along with the detailed timeline and dedicated budgetary allocation, right? And 15th, जो कि 15th Finance Commission report for the health sector should be and could be leveraged, right? Number 2, school health clinics should be supplemented with online consultation for physical and mental health needs. Number 3, the role and participation of parents, especially through parent-teacher meetings, should be increased. Number 4, there is a need to review Ayushman Bharat program, which was launched in 2020, and increase dedicated financial allocation to bring sufficient human resources and monitor performance based on concrete outcome indicators, right? Our next important headline is India-Vietnam ties from stronger to stronger, available on page number 6 related to paper 2 international relations. In this article, we have to know what is the present status of India's relation with Vietnam, latest developments, shared strategic concerns and future prospects, right? तो रिसेंटली क्या हुआ कि इंडिया वियतनाम आर सेलिब्रेटिंग 50th एनिवर्सरी ऑफ देयर डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशंस। अगर हम स्ट्रेटेजिक इंपॉर्टेंस की बात करें वियतनाम की फॉर इंडिया के लिए, तो इंडिया इज एसेंशियली अ मैरीटाइम नेशन एंड ओशंस होल्ड की टू इंडियाज फ्यूचर। इंडियाज एक्सटर्नल ट्रेड ओवर 90% by volume and 70% by value is by sea. Very dependent on the sea for its trade and commerce, India has intensified its effort to engage with maritime neighbors, including Vietnam, right? Strategic dimensions की बात करें अगर इंडिया वियतनामीज relations की, तो it was initiated during 1980s, right? And began unfolding in the form of structured and institutional arrangements during 1990s, right? As India pursues its Act East policy, Vietnam has become a valuable partner in India's political and security engagements in the Indo-Pacific region. Two countries are working to address shared strategic concerns such as energy security, open secure sea lines of communication, and make policy choices without undue external interference. India Vietnam face territorial disputes with and shared apprehensions about their common neighbor, China. Therefore, India aspires to counter an assertive China by strengthening Vietnam's military power. Vietnam is of great strategic importance because its positions enables it to control South China Sea. और साउथ चाइना सी की हमारे लिए क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है? ऑलमोस्ट 55% of India's trade with Indo-Pacific region passes through South China Sea. Therefore, maritime domain has become essential element of India-Vietnam cooperation. अगर हम future prospects की बात करें तो strong commitment of political leadership along with necessary institutional framework and cooperation between the two countries are likely to be more robust in the future, right? Our next important headline is the cost of misrepresenting inflation. Available on page number 7 related to paper 3 economy section. In this article, we have to know about the data on inflation in India, factors driving inflation, various observations of the economist. Are they different from India's economic agencies? Implications for the economy and what lies ahead. Recently, Reserve Bank of India has said that there was a need to recognize global factors in inflation. Therefore, the repo rate has been raised in May, and raising interest rate is an attempt to control the inflation. But in some economist view, the current inflation in India is largely due to global factor is wrong, right? Inadequacy of monetary policy to address food price driven inflation has been flagged by economists. It was observed that raising interest rate is not going to solve the problem of inflation. It is not going to create more food. According to economists, excess demand is in the market for foodstuff, which needs to be eliminated, right? Our next important headline is the sweltering heat wave across Europe. It is available on page number 8, related to paper 3, environment section. In this article, we have to know why is the spike in summer temperature a cause of worry, what is behind the extreme heat waves, how will the extreme heat impact Europe and the US over a long time. तो रिसेंटली जो कॉजेज हैं हीट वेव्स आर रिजल्ट ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज कॉज्ड बाय ह्यूमन एक्टिविटी. Global temperature have already risen by more than 1 degree Celsius, and studies in the UK had shown that 1 degree rise in temperature rises the probability of country witnessing 40 degrees Celsius by 10 times, right? Our next important headline is cheetahs are likely to arrive in Kuno before August 15. ये कुनो क्या है? कुनो इज अ नेशनल पार्क राइट इन मध्य प्रदेश. तो रिसेंटली क्या हुआ है कि इंडिया हैज साइंड एन एग्रीमेंट विद नामीबिया टू इंट्रोड्यूस चीतास इन इंडिया, राइट? एग्रीमेंट की खास बात क्या है? इट सीक्स टू प्रमोट कंजर्वेशन एंड रिस्टोरेशन ऑफ चीतास इन देयर फॉर्मर रेंज फ्रॉम विच द स्पीसीज वेंट एक्सटेंट. कब एक्सटेंट हुई थी ये? इट हैज बीन एक्सटेंट सिंस 1952, right? Our next important headline is Center Pairs Windfall Tax on Crude Junks Petrol Exports Levy. Available on page number 14 related to paper 3 economy section. In this article, we have to know what is the windfall tax, its objectives, right? So recently, Center has slashed windfall tax levied on crude petroleum producers, reduced the export tax on aviation turbine fuel and diesel, and scrapped the duty on petrol exports. On July, government had levied fresh tax on export of petrol fuel ATF as well as domestic sale of crude oil in a view of runaway global prices, with a plan to review the taxation level every fortnight. It aims to tap energy companies' big booming profits, right? Our next important headline is RBI to initiate CBDC in wholesale and retail sectors. It is available on page number 14 related to paper 3 economy section. In this article, we have to know about the central bank digital currency and its implementation status. So recently, RBI is in the process of implementing central bank digital currency in a phased manner for wholesale and retail sector. तो अगर हम CBDC की बात करें तो it was announced in Union Budget 22-23. It is a digital or virtual currency, but it is not comparable with the private virtual currencies or cryptocurrencies that have mushroomed over a last decade. Private virtual currencies don't represent any person's debt or liabilities as there is no issuer, right? So that's all we have today, right? Thanks for watching. Have a good day ahead.